WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. More than 100 people in North Mississippi go to jail during what's called Operation Triple Beam.
The goal of the 6-week federal, state, and local law enforcement operation is to get violent offenders off the street. Our Riley Livingston takes a look at how the operation impacted the Golden Triangle. She joins us live with the more.
149 arrests, over $65,000 worth of narcotics and narcotic proceeds seized, and 155 registered sex offenders checked for compliance. Operation Triple Beam happens across the country, but this is one of the first times it's happened here in the GTR. It all began July 15th. An operation led by the U.S. Marshals kicked off its 6-week journey in the Golden Triangle with the hope of reducing crime.
We basically go after the worst of the worst. So the people that are breaking into people's houses, our trigger pullers, our gang members, our gang leaders, our shot callers. Those are the people that we're going after, the most violent criminals.
But the over 100 arrests didn't happen overnight.
What you didn't see was the planning stage of it that goes on for months. What they're doing is they're getting the information from the local police departments, the local sheriff's departments, the probation officers to identify and target those worst offenders.
Multiple law enforcement agencies from the federal, state, and local level joined forces. Clay County Sheriff Eddie Scott says an operation of this size wouldn't be possible without the extra hands.
Early in my career, I learned that, the federals, we need to work with them. I've been trying to help protect our community. They have resources that they can offer us, and by working together, I think we've done a good job making our communities more safe.
Even though the operation is officially over, there is still work to be done.
Information that we learn from this, it'll be ongoing. Even though the operation officially ends today, information that we gathered, our investigators are going to continue working on these criminals.
Since it was an intelligence-based operation, there's a lot of data that we have to work through. So we're not done. There's a lot more work to be done, a lot more investigations that are still ongoing. So even though we had 149 arrests, I think you're going to see many more than that in the days to come.
Operation Triple Beam is a key component to the Department of Justice's Gun Violence Reduction Initiative, Project Safe Neighborhoods. Reporting live in Lowndes County, Riley Livingston, WCBI News.
We've had a warm day today, temperatures in the 80s. We're going to stay warm through Friday. More rain and storms likely Friday afternoon and evening. A much cooler weekend and unsettled weather next week. That's what's coming our way right now across the region. We have a lot of fair weather here, a lot more sunshine today, and temperatures have actually warmed well into the 80s. As of 6 o'clock, we are looking at temperatures in the upper 70s here in Starkville and Oxford, lower 80s in other spots. So as you venture on out this evening, we are looking at some pretty quiet weather, temperatures falling through the 70s into the 60s. We may see some low clouds form later tonight and a chance for some showers early in the morning. We'll spell it all out coming up.
As hunters head to the woods, they're being asked to watch for deer that have signs of chronic wasting disease.
It's contagious among deer and is always fatal to the animal. Our Stephanie Poole joins us live in the studio with more.
Yes, according to the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks, there have been 19 confirmed cases of chronic wasting disease in Mississippi. The department is asking all hunters to have their deer tested.
From October to February, hunters head outdoors to enjoy their favorite pastime. But some of the game could already be infected. Wildlife biologist John Grushi says chronic wasting disease has shown up in deer in several northern Mississippi counties and in the Delta.
It is a prion disease, so it's a protein disease that's transmissible from deer to deer, and it causes lesions in their brain and ultimately death.
This disease can grow in deer from months to years with no physical signs of infection. Grushi says hunters should have their deer checked.
We want people to know there's never been an actual case of a human being contracting chronic wasting disease from eating eating the meat of an infected animal. It helps the agency in terms of our ability to manage and monitor the disease. We want to know the location and prevalence of the disease, and the most efficient way for us to do that is by getting hunter-submitted samples.
The steps to having your deer tested are very simple.
We would ask that hunters come to the drop-off location, having removed the head from their deer. They can also take the antlers off before they get here. If they can can leave us 4 to 6 inches of the neck of the animal. That gives us a little bit easier time testing the animal.
During drop-off, Grushi says to place your bag in the cooler, take a receipt. Results are usually available in about 3 weeks. Meat processors can also analyze deer.
We have teamed up with Alabama Fishery and Wildlife, and what we do is we take samples, we turn them into the biologist, and they turn them in and have them tested to make sure that these animals are not infected.
Owner of Hunter's Gold Deer Processing, Adrian says he processes around 60 to 70 deer per day. Even though the state of Alabama hasn't seen any reports of CWD, Foncell says it's important his customers are given the best quality of cuts, all beginning with an examination.
Being able to look at your meat and make sure that your meat is clean, that it's non-infected, it doesn't have a smell, make sure that there's no blisters in the rib cage.
In the meantime, hunters should practice safety cautions and have their deer tested located in their hunting areas.
If you have any questions about chronic wasting disease or would like to find a drop-off location in Mississippi, please visit our website at WCBI.com.
Well, it is easy to take clean, safe drinking water for granted.
It is. Allie Martin tells us how the Mississippi Rural Water Association is showing customers about their service.
As a class was underway to provide certification for new water system operators,
correctly fill out the 445 card.
Another course for office personnel was bringing them up to date on latest technology and best practices for handling money and other matters.
It's a mesh system. We understand and know about those systems and can advise you.
The Mississippi Rural Water Association is also holding classes for members of water boards statewide during the 4-day event at the Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center.
You as a customer and I as a customer, knowing there's somebody that's qualified to know what's going in my drinking water, make sure it's safe for me and my family, my children, my grandchildren, nursing homes, hospitals. This is where it all comes to home, and the discharge of the waste going into receiving streams. You know, these are technical, these people are professionals.
There are 1,060 rural water associations in Mississippi, and employees say receiving up-to-date information from those training sessions is crucial for customers.
And I just love the vast information that we get from Mississippi Rural Water and being able to connect and network with other clerks that do the same thing that we do. That's always a great plus.
Stay on top of regulations. You don't want to get caught out of regulations. You got new stuff that's going on that can help treat the water so we can better serve the people.
The Mississippi Rural Water Association also keeps up with the latest trends in the industry. One of the most disturbing is a drop in the number of young people who want to become system operators or work for rural water associations. That's one main reason the statewide organization will soon take part in an apprenticeship program.
We are in the process of starting up a apprenticeship program with Mississippi Rural Water in conjunction with National Rural Water to try to get younger people on board in this type of line of work. Lots of our systems are small systems, and to keep the rates low, they're not able to pay these men good money plus provide the benefits. They may have the salaries up there, but they just cannot provide the benefits, and benefits is a major thing these days.
Mayfield also points out that Mississippi has the largest number of USDA loans and grants for rural water associations than any other state. He credits that to years of strong representation in Washington. In Tupelo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Coming up, we introduce you to 2 teachers writing to help their students.
Our Educator of the Week is next.
You're watching WCBI News at 6 with Andrea Self and Joey Barnes.
Welcome back, everyone. WCBI is hosting North Mississippi's only live gubernatorial debate. You've heard us talking about it this week. Attorney General Jim Hood and Lieutenant Governor Tate Reeves will be in the studio for a roundtable discussion where we'll be tackling the issues that affect you, things like road repairs, health care, and education, all these topics across the Magnolia State. We'll also be taking questions from you at home. Our Scott Martin will be following social media and asking the candidates the questions from you. Reeves and Hood both say North Mississippi is a vital part of the state, and they want you to hear where they stand on the issues.
Now, instead of one extraordinary teacher, we decided to profile two. Earlier this week, Julie Hines and Brittany Alexander were surprised when we stopped by their classrooms. Hines is a MSMS history teacher and Alexander teaches second grade math at French Cap Elementary. Hines is passionate about history, the way Alexander enjoys breaking down math problems using coins.
You definitely try to bring in more of the story, behind the individuals. So you had, these kind of images of them on the page, but what made them these people? What is their background and what basically drove them to do the things that they do?
As a teacher, it's such a great paycheck when a child looks at you and just tells you that they love you. And there's not a day goes by that I don't tell those kids that I love them, because they are everything to me.
To nominate your favorite educator, visit WCBI.com. Both teachers are our Back to School Essay Contest winners. They will each get $500 to spend on their classrooms.
Congratulations to both of them.
Absolutely. All right, Keith, still feeling somewhat like fall out there.
Well, and we've warmed up a little bit today, and we'll stay warm again tomorrow. More 80s here, but we are going to get that fall feel back. Check it out for the next 3 days. Still warm Thursday and Friday. Mid-80s here. A chance for some storms with a cold front, and then we're in the 60s for the weekend. Your full forecast is next.
WCBI's Educator of the Week is brought to you by Food Giant, where your neighbors are the owners. Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Temperatures right now in the 70s and low 80s across the region. We warmed up significantly from where we were yesterday. A lot of sunshine, so we had some morning fog that burned away. And then we had a pretty nice afternoon. Temperatures are much colder back to the northwest. Look at that in Billings, Montana right now. It is 25 degrees. It is snowing up there. There is a big, powerful fall front coming our way, and it will actually blow through here sometime Friday, and then we'll get into this cooler air mass as we get into the weekend, and that will give us highs in the 60s and lows maybe down into the lower 40s. Today, our time lapse from Vernon, Alabama at Durham's Pharmacy. Some of those friendly clouds dancing around the sky there. Not too bad here on our Wednesday afternoon. Down into the 60s tonight, mainly clear. We may see some fog develop in some spots, but some low clouds could redevelop as well late, and that could give rise to a few spotty showers, maybe even a few thunder showers in the region tomorrow. Your Thursday, 86 degrees. Most spots won't see it. The rain chances 10 to 20% tomorrow. A better opportunity for rain and storms on a scattered basis Friday afternoon and evening. So here's the big picture. We've extruded out where we think there could be some lightning over the next couple of days here. Tomorrow morning, a big complex of rain and storms back toward northwest, and then right along this cold front, there's going to be a lot of activity here. Maybe some strong to severe storms to our west tomorrow. As we get into Friday morning, a lot of the strong stuff will pulse down. We should have a fairly quiet start to our Friday, but as the front approaches, it will sweep on through here. And we are expecting a line of scattered showers and storms around here, maybe some gusty breezes here. We don't anticipate any widespread, strong, or severe weather, but there could be some embedded lightning in that, some heavier downpours before all of that goes away. We are advertising anywhere from about 1/4 of an inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch or more of potential rainfall here with that frontal boundary. Here's your AccuWeather 70 forecast. So 86 tomorrow, 85 on Friday, much cooler 60s for the weekend. There's that 41 Saturday night. And we're not done with the rain chances early next week. We have more opportunities for that liquid gold. We need it.
And we will not complain because we've been asking for rain.
Yes, everywhere I go. When's it going to rain? And we actually have that in the forecast.
Yes, we do.
And cooler temperatures.
And cooler temps, yes.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
We had a big turnout to decide our game of the week for Week 8. More than 1,500 votes between 4 great divisional matchups, but only one could win. The winner of our Facebook and Twitter poll and our game of the week for Week 8, the Moorville Troopers travel to Lowndes County to take on the Caledonia Confederates. A Region 2 4A battle. The Super Troops and the Feds have battled for the past 4 seasons. Caledonia the winner of 3 of those 4, including last year's 34-20 victory. one of the only games in North Mississippi that feels like it's left on Friday. We'll be live from Caledonia Friday to kick off Week 8 of the End Zone. Here are the results from those polls. 1,586 votes between Facebook and Twitter. Big thanks to all of you who have participated. Morville and Caledonia and Choctaw County and Houston were neck and neck on both polls, but the Troop and the Fed, they showed out the most with 603. North Pontotoc, New Albany, and Smithville and West Lowndes, all of the games really receiving plenty of votes. But it came down to the wire. Morville and Caledonia gets the dub. So heading into Week 8, you just heard it from Keith. We already had quite an appetizer for high school football on Thursday, but now due to weather, fall break, homecoming, whatever the reason, we've now got a full meal for Thursday night. Schedule changes for Week 8. That's what you got. New Hope, Saltillo, North Pontotoc, New Albany, Knox Pater, French Camp, North Pontotoc, New Albany, and Choctaw County and Houston. Those are 2 Game of the Week candidates. Unfortunately, it got moved to Thursday due to what's going on over the next couple of days, but still be great games nonetheless. Some other big ones on there, South Pontotoc and Pontotoc. You've got Ripley and Tishomingo County, and then some more cancellations from the day Noxubee County and Corinth, and then also Louisville and Choctaw Central moved to Thursday, Hamilton and TCPS, South Haven at Tupelo. If we've missed any of them, let us know at our End Zone Twitter and Facebook accounts at WCBI End Zone. Let us know if you've had a schedule change from Friday to Thursday. Last night, the Tupelo Lady Wave clinched a 3rd-round postseason appearance in slow-pitch softball, and 2 of its biggest stars shined the brightest. The dominant 1-2 punch of Nakia Kaysen and Paris Lehman are our co-athletes of the week. Kaysen pitched a shutout in both games versus South Panola this past weekend and has 6 home runs for the season. Lehman has been sensational at the plate all year. 21 homers, more than 50 RBIs. The 2 combined for 3 homers in the series against Columbus Tuesday, and the 2 hope to elevate their play as the Wave push for a title.
I feel like graduating 5 seniors last year, including Ivy Watts, who was a pretty big bat and contributor. I feel like I had to step up and fill her shoes and be a leader like her and hit and step up and hit that way like she did so we could have some more success in the lineup.
I come in with the best attitude possible and give the utmost effort, and that's helped me the most be the best player that I could possibly be. Just the honor, because it means all the work that I've put in and all the effort from my team is being brought to the spotlight.
So taking a look at these slow-pitch softball playoffs, Amory East Webster on Friday, Houston and Hamilton on Thursday. That's your Class 1 North, and then Class 2, Tupelo will go on the road to face Neshoba Central. That series beginning at 2 p.m. on Thursday. They'll face the winner of Choctaw Central and Newton County for the North Half Final.
All those game changes, do you know what you're doing Thursday and Friday?
Nope. Roll with the punches, baby. We're going to figure it out.
All right. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
WCBI Sports Player of the Week is brought to you by C Spire and Canon. Nobody had a better game than this Player of the Week, and nobody beats a Canon deal. Nobody.
All right, here's our weather 7-day forecast, blah, blah, blah. We have rain coming. But you know what? That's what we want to see, right? Because it's been so dry for so long. We actually have percentages there each and every day. We've actually bumped up rain chances there on Sunday. And there could be some gusty storms on Friday. It doesn't look like a big, widespread, strong, or severe weather event, but of course, any lightning could impact some of those high school football games, hence the reason why a lot of those have been moved.
We cannot end this newscast without saying happy birthday to Tom Apple.
Happy
That's
birthday,
right.
Tom.
Thanks, everyone.
Joey forgot the cake.
I did. Sorry. Good night.